Just 3 weeks after the events of Ivendra, Uncharted Drake's Fortune takes place. The game opens with Nathan Drake recovering Sir Francis Drake's coffin, which was buried at sea. He is assisted by journalist Elena Fisher, there to record the events for a documentary. The coffin is empty except for a diary written by Sir Francis Drake, whom Nate believes to be his ancestor. Proving that Drake had faked his death, the diary points to the location of El Dorado, the fabled city of gold. Nate and Elena are then ambushed by a band of pirates, and their boat is destroyed. They are rescued by Victor Sullivan in his seaplane. At shore, Nate details Sully on his findings, and they decide upon leaving Elena behind, after fearing that her publishing the documentary would attract rivals. They travel to a region in the Amazon rainforest, where they find ruins of an ancient South American civilization, and clues that suggest El Dorado is a large gold statue that was removed long ago. Angered, Sully reveals to Nate that he is in debt and was particularly relying on this job. Searching further, Nate and Sully discover a long-abandoned German U-boat stuck in the Amazon River. Nate gives Sully the diary to hold on to while he investigates. Nate discovers a dead crew, a missing page from Sir Francis Drake's diary, and a map that points to a southern tropic island where the statue was likely taken. Before they can leave, Nate and Sully are found by Gabriel Roman, a competitive treasure hunter who has hired the services of mercenaries led by Navarro, Roman's lieutenant, and an archaeologist with extensive knowledge of the region and the statue itself. It's revealed that Sully's debt is with Roman, and he had promised Roman to pay him off with the fortune from El Dorado. However, Roman chose to follow up on Sully's information and find the treasure himself. They take the map from Nate and prepare to kill him, but Sully tries to intervene and is shot instead. Suddenly, the U-boat explodes, the result of a torpedo Nate accidentally triggered. He uses the distraction to flee and runs into Elena, who had followed them from the dock. They manage to escape in Sully's plane to the island where the statue is believed to be. After being shot down near the island and separated, Nate travels to the wreckage of the plane. While combating the pirates that had ambushed him earlier, he retrieves a map and spots Elena's parachute hanging from a nearby fort. At the fort, Nate is captured by the pirates, revealed to be led by Eddie Raja, one of his old rivals. Elena rescues Nate, and they escape the fort to a flooded city. The two find out through a logbook in the customs house that the statue was moved further inland. Elena records the supposedly dead Sully working with Roman and Navarro, causing her to believe he is a traitor. Nate is unconvinced, and heading north they decide to follow him to the monastery. After confronting him, Sully explains that the diary Nate gave him locked the bullet and convinced Roman to let him help. In fact, Sully had been feeding them useless information to buy himself time. Nate and Elena find a series of maze-like tunnels below the monastery. In these tunnels, Nate overhears an argument between Roman, Navarro, and Eddie. Roman hired Eddie to capture Nate and keep the island secure, with the reward being a share of the gold of El Dorado. After Nate's escape, Roman doubts Eddie's ability to do his job further and ignores his superstitious claim that something cursed on the island is killing his men. Roman dismisses Eddie and his crew. Nate and Elena find a passage leading to a large treasure vault, in which they find the body of Drake, assuming that he died on the island searching for the treasure. Before they move on, they encounter Eddie running for his life, chased by mutated humans possessing incredible speed and strength. The creatures are the Spanish descendants, and Eddie is killed when one drags him into a pit. Nathan and Elena escape to find themselves in an abandoned German bunker. Nate ventures out into the base to restore power to the bunker. Along the way, he discovers that the Germans had sought the statue during World War II, but that, like the Spaniards before them, learned that the statue was cursed, which mutated them. Sir Francis, knowing of the statue's power, was actually trying to keep it on the island by destroying the ships and flooding the city before he too was killed by the mutants. Nate attempts to return to Elena but finds her captured by Roman and Navarro. He reunites with Sully outside the monastery and tells him about the curse. Under the monastery, Nate and Sully are held at gunpoint and find Roman has secured the statue. Navarro urges Roman to open it. Inside is the mummy of El Dorado. Roman inhales the dust from the rotting corpse and begins to mutate. Navarro shoots the mutating Roman, as he had planned all along to steal the statue and sell the mutagen as a biological weapon. The statue is lifted out by helicopter as the mercenaries are attacked by the descendants. Nate jumps onto the net the statue is suspended in and is taken to a tanker ship nearby. They crash land after Elena kicks a mercenary out of the helicopter, whose M4 discharges, killing the pilot. Nathan fights his way to the deck, killing numerous mercenaries on the deck. Navarro and Nate fist fight until Nate knocks Navarro unconscious. As Nate pulls an injured Elena from the helicopter, Navarro regains consciousness and raises his gun, but Nate pushes the helicopter off the ship, the rope connecting the helicopter to the statue becoming tangled around his leg, plunging Navarro and the statue into the depths of the Pacific Ocean. Elena returns Francis Drake's ring that he had previously left at the corpse of Francis Drake, and she and Nate lean in to kiss when they are interrupted by Sully on a small speedboat, having escaped the island and killed several pirates, taking several boxes of treasure from them. Elena reminds Nate that because she lost her camera, he still owes her a story. As the boat sails towards the horizon, Nate assures her he will not break his promise.